Hello and welcome to another video. Today is World Frog Day, so I thought I would talk about the frogs that are in the zoo room. These guys in here are fire-belly toads. Fire-belly toads are a group of 6 frogs in the Bombina genus. They come from Asia. They have bright yellow, so it could be yellow, orange, red bellies, which they show off as a warning to predators that they don't taste very nice. I've got about 8 guys in here. They all get on really well. Sometimes there is a little bit of barking in the evening. I think they're sort of shouting for territory. When these guys are approached by predators, I've never seen them do it, so I'm obviously not scary enough for them. But what they do is they do this thing called an Unken reflex. Now, Unken is the German, Unker is the German word for fire-belly toad. So it's basically the fire-belly reflex. And what they do is they arch their backs and they'll put their legs, front legs and back legs up in the air to basically show as much as possible of that bright yellow belly. Just to warn predators that they don't taste very nice. These guys will eat insects. I'll feed them flies. Sort of little mealworms, mainly crickets. Now I'm going to feed these guys now. What I do as well is with their food is I will give them some supplements. So I've got Earth Pro A, and we've also got Earth Pro C. So we've just got things that they need that they might not get in their diet being captive. You know, just calcium and minerals and things. So I'll sprinkle a little bit of that onto some crickets. In here, just a little smidgen, and I'll sort of whirl them up so they all get coated, and then we simply pop them in. And these guys, they usually ignore them for a couple of minutes so they sort of recognise that they're in there. I normally feed them in the evening, so they might not be interested right now. Dude, your dinner's crawling all over you. But these guys will pick them off later on, one by one. This one down here is Napoleon. He's got deformed front legs, so they're really, really small and stuck to him. So, like, I didn't think he'd had any legs in the beginning. But he's been doing really well. He's been eating. He's doing fine. He's definitely holding his own. Oh, has he spotted food? You here for some yummies? Yeah, these guys do good communally. Oh, yeah, he's after some. So usually they hide under this log here. There's a little hole under here they'll be hiding. They like to climb up and sit on top of this bit of leaf of an evening. I usually find them sort of piled up. There we go, he's going to try and jump up there. So what I have in this setup, I've basically got some pebbles underneath this matting to help with drainage. And then we've got soil on top. And then I've basically just filled the front here with water. Where are you heading to, buddy? Put a few cork logs and things for them to hide in. There is a flower pot buried behind there that they don't seem sort of too interested in. But these guys are quite fun to sort of sit and watch, hop around. And they do call to each other in the evening and bark. I think they bark as well when I sort of go to feed some of the other animals. I think they realise that I'm walking around with food, so sometimes I think they're shouting at me for their dinner. There we go, so they're the little fire bellies I've got in here, the little communal. They're usually quite active, so it's fun to watch them hop around. And in the enclosure next door, we have cricket. Now cricket is an Argentine horned frog. can't pronounce it, Ceratrophes ornata. He's also called the Argentine wide-mouthed frog, ornate horned frog, and also the Pac-Man frog, because basically his mouth takes up pretty much half of his body size. They come from sort of Argentina, Uruguay, Brazil, that sort of area. They're called the Pac-Man frog because he essentially just inhales his prey, which can cause issues because they will basically take anything down that just wanders in front of their mouths, even if it's too big for them. And he will just try to inhale anything. So he'll eat insects, he'll eat rodents, lizards and other frogs and things. He seems to do all right. I don't see him sort of staring at the other frogs next to him. He tends just to sort of sit himself in a hole. The way they hunt is they basically sit there and wait for prey to come to them. Now I've got him in a similar setup to the fire bellies. He's got sort of pebbles underneath for a bit of drainage. He's got soil on top. I did have a little coconut hide in here, but he's grown out of that, so he's just got a few leaves. He tends just to sort of bury himself down in a dirt hole anyway. We are going to give him a locust today, and we're going to drop that into some of his supplements, because he needs extra powders and things as well, just to make sure he's healthy. And we're basically going to pop that in front of him, and he'll stay still until it moves and he realizes it's food. Anytime now, Cricket. Oh, that was a very gentle grab. Normally it's a blink and you miss it. There we go, good boy. I do give him the occasional pinky mouse as a treat. Nothing too big. Sometimes in captivity, feeding them mice, they can get a little bit too fat and cause issues. So he gets the very occasional treat of a little pinky mouse. You've got to be careful as well with mice and impaction with the fur. So pinkies are great because they haven't developed any fur yet. What a good boy. You do not want to get your fingers anywhere near that mouth. They don't have teeth, but they have like a bony plate, and he will just snap your fingers off. But he is a beautiful boy. Actually, I think he might be a girl, because the males tend to their chests tend to darken, and the females, their chests tend to stay a white colour. So I think Cricket is probably a girl. The only other way to tell is on their feet. The males grow these things called nuptial pads, which are little bony sort of grippers that they use to hold on to the female when mating. Now I haven't seen any on her feet, her feet. So I suspect Cricket's a girl. But regardless, Cricket is a very pretty frog. And a very good eater. I'm going to pop a couple more locusts in so he can go and grab them as and when he wants to. They'll just spring around. Oh, actually, we've got some movement. He's usually a very lazy frog. Are we going to see some spring action from you, Cricket? With Cricket, I tend to just do supplement sort of one item of prey, and the other ones I'll just pop them in, because you don't want to over supplement them, and that can be just as dangerous. Got to get a nice balance. But he seems interested, but he never likes to spend too much energy in hunting. So I'll probably keep staring at that one until it gets a bit closer. So that's the frogs in the zoo room. One big chunky boy, and a nice family of Little pretty boys. So happy World Frog Day, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.